Well, we are here. I waited legitly 4 days because Mania started on Saturday, so today is Wednesday. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday is Wednesday. Literally 4 or 5 days before I decided to go ahead and give y'all my honest thoughts about everything WrestleMania 42, everything. We're gonna break everything down. Now, no, I told y'all I was missing night one, and I made the right decision to miss night one. I had a business meeting. I had to travel out to Wisconsin. I was out in Wisconsin, and everything I predicted for night one came to fruition. The only thing I didn't think about was Bianca coming back, talking about she's pregnant. Well, we won't see BB for a full year, so more than likely, if BB is good, maybe she'll be ready for 43. I don't know. But it is what it is. But congratulations to her and Montez. I want to get that out the way. Outside of that, um, a lot of people said Seth and Gunther was a solid match. I didn't care nothing about the feud. I didn't care nothing about it. But I told you that Gunther was winning. Braun Breaker came back, cost that man. So we start the show. The Usos, LA Knight defeat Division. I Show Speed. I Show Speed was basically the whole talking point. So Logan blamed I Show for losing the match, and the Usos, LA Knight, basically beat the brakes off of Logan, and I Show Speed jumped off from the turnbuckle all the way onto the table. Now, I don't know if that man is good or not, but it is what it is. Jacob Fatu, Drew McIntyre. They told you a long time ago Drew McIntyre was basically taking another L. This basically elevated Jacob Fatu to where you seen on Monday Night Raw. Jacob Fatu has now become the number one contender for Roman Reigns' World Championship title. This is the Bloodline 3.0. Shout out to my homeboy Bishop. Y'all already know what's up with that. It is what it is on that. We move on. I told you Miss Becky Lynch was getting her leg back. I think AJ is done. I think AJ Lee is done. I think she's officially done. She came, held the title, and just gave it right back to Becky. Told you. I just told you about this match. Gunther won thanks to Braun Breaker coming in. So Seth and Braun Breaker finna be beefing. This right here, Paige is back. She came in to fulfill Nikki's spot because Nikki's ankle was toe up, so she wasn't gonna be able to go. Nia Jax, Lash Legend, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Bayley, Lyra. The only ones I told you that was either gonna win was Charlotte, Alexa, or the Bellas, but minus Nikki. Paige is back. This should be Paige's final run. Hopefully she does something, that she wasn't able to do being over in AEW land. Cool. Welcome back, Miss Paige. Great. Liv Morgan, Stephanie. Now, this was the one match I was actually looking forward to seeing, but apparently it was basically the judgment joke, basically just triple teamed Stephanie, and Liv got the job done. So it really wasn't a match. Like, we literally got robbed of what we should have gotten, because I was actually interested in all the physicality that these ladies were doing to one another. I mean, the fact that word is they were still too banged up. That's why the match was short. It's because all those head injuries both of them had. It's sad. It's unfortunate that we got robbed of a solid matchup between these two because Cass was just too doggone rough. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Liv got the job done. But I'm trying to tell y'all right now, you already know what's going to happen. Raquel is going after Liv. Judgment Joke is eventually going to turn on Liv Morgan. Then we got this joke of a mess. Ladies and gentlemen, I told y'all from the predictions what Cody Rhodes was doing. I told you. I told you exactly what they was going to do. I told you. Cody Rhodes loses every other year. Remember, pay attention to his streak. He came back WrestleMania 38. He beats Seth. 39, he loses to Roman. 40, he beats Roman with the help of Seth and The Rock. 41, he loses to John, a.k.a. Fruity Pebbles. 42, I said Cody is winning, regardless of how retarded this build-up was, bringing in Jelly Roll and all this dumb stuff. And the fact that Cody's orbital bone got broken by Randy Randy beat the brakes off of him. Randy beat the snot. They left him a doggone mark on his eyeball. It's crazy. It's insane. But it is what it is. I told you Cody was getting it done. And from that, night one was skippable. And I'm glad I missed night one. I am glad I missed it. So I don't feel bad that I missed night one. I don't, like I said, the only good thing that happened on night one was Bianca coming back talking about she pregnant. So that was about it. But I predicted primarily everything correctly on night one. Now let's go ahead and talk about night two. Now night two, this is where all the shocking happened. This is where a cat like me had to eat some serious crow. Because I told y'all that H was going to be doing us bogus all night long. But I knew with this match opening the show, I said, H, this is the match that's going to make or break night two. You know what you got to do. You know this young man has to go over. And boy, did Brock Lesnar do the job. Brock Lesnar put over Finley in one of the best ways I could potentially put over a future main event player. You got your guy, Triple H. Now, yes, Oba Finley is not foundational Black American. Let's get that out there. No, he's not. But he's still melanin, and we support him. We support him out here. Oba Finley is your future. Brock Lesnar did the job, and he put him over. And I was like, wow. And the internet went completely crazy. Everybody went nuts. I said, well, I'm eating some serious crow, and I'm happy. Because, man, I wanted to be so wrong about this. I wanted my man to win, but I didn't trust H. I didn't trust Brock. But they did work. They did work. This was a fantastic way to open up night two. I said, this is great. We off to the races right here. We are off. And then as Oba walked off, Oba tipped his hat to him because he appreciated him putting him over. But the biggest shocker is Brock Lesnar called it a career. I seen somebody online say Brock had to lose to one black man. He said, I'm done. He said, yeah, Kofi Kingston online talking, but we finally been avenged talking. And then people, everybody throwing up the fist. I said, man, it shouldn't. Listen, let me tell you something. I understood everything that they would say. Yes, it's a joke. It's a flat out joke, but I get it. This should not be a situation that takes place in pro wrestling. It should not be where we as a people are sitting up here, franticking and concerned whether or not the cats are going to go over because they have melanin skin tone or whatever. It shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be that we like, oh man, I don't know, because the clown that's controlling the show feels some kind of way about us. But he knew he had to, because if he didn't, that would have screwed everything for the remainder of the show. Brock Lesnar called it a career. He took off the boots, took off the arm things that he put on his hands and everything, and kudos to a career. Now I know he got the outside noise going on with all the allegations and all that foolishness, but outside of that, Brock Lesnar, heck of a career. If this is it, one heck of a career. I'm serious. Like, I think about it, how when he came through, Kurt Angle put him over, The Rock put him over. I mean, he was even Taker. Taker gave him his streak. That's the biggest accolade Brock Lesnar could have outside of always destroying black folk. Kurt Angle put him over, The Rock put him over, and he has Undertaker's streak. That's all you need to know. And then you got one of the greatest managers to represent him. Paul Heyman is that dude. I don't care. Paul Heyman might be a joke because he be saying certain things, but Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar go together like white on rice. I'm just trying to say it, like pizza sauce on the dang pizza. I mean, it just works. But kudos to Brock for doing work, for putting this young man over. Over is the future. H, don't screw this up. Whatever you do not screw this up. I still don't trust him to do the right thing moving forward with Oba, but we'll see. But this was a start, and I'm glad that I was completely wrong about this. This match right here, great ladder match for the IC title. Penta, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Javon Evans, Rey Mysterio, and Rusev. Can I tell you who the standouts was? Javon Evans showed up, showed out. JD McDonough actually looked great in this match. Dragon Lee didn't look bad itself. This was a very good IC title ladder match. Very good match. I mean, they even made you think Rusev was going to win. That's how good this was. I mean, they legit had you thinking like, yeah, Rusev didn't get it. And I was like, I told you, I said either Ray is going to win or Penta's going to retain. And that's exactly what happened. Penta walked in and he walked out. All 6 of these dudes did well, but like I said, my standouts is Javon Evans, JD McDonuts, Dragon Lee. These are my standouts right here. Next, now, y'all heard me. I said it don't make a lick of sense. Sammy just got the title. It don't make no sense. This is why I'm like, I don't trust H with us. I was like, I don't. And H said, I'm about to have you looking like a straight up fool, KC. I'm gonna have you looking like a fool. Yeah, he had me looking like a dang fool. Trick came in with this dumb man coat. The boy said the coat was 80 pounds, dragging all the way down. I'm like, how in the him and Lil Yachty coming out there, Lil Yachty doing that doggone meme that he did when he was at the concert. If you ever seen the meme where everybody take it, they turn it into air, you can turn it into everybody. I've seen them turn it into Tony Khan, they did turn it into John Cena. It's this walk where he come out, he was live in concert somewhere. Lil Yachty did that same thing when he came out. It is goofy as possible. Trick Williams defeats Sami Zayn and becomes your new United States champion. And when that happened, I looked at Marquise, which is my brother. I looked at him and I said, wow, H out here doing work right now. H out here doing work. I said, wow, we got some dubs on Mania. And like I said, it shouldn't be that we go into these pay-per-views like this thinking that we're going to look like a straight-up joke. If you get my drift, it should be like that. But that's because that's the culture that has been presented year in and year out. We don't trust these fools that control these pro wrestling programs. We just don't. We don't. It's a whole lot of us that felt the same exact way. That's why they was online clowning. I'm serious. You go up and down the timeline. Fools is acting a dang fool. Because we getting dubs at WrestleMania. We don't. When you go over in this playing field or in this organization, you already know the script. Anytime you see us, we either buck dancing, shucking the jive, and doing some foolishness that don't make no type of sense. And when it comes to us potentially getting dubs and winning big matches, we already expect us to lose because that's just how the game works. If you get my drift. But the game said, no, I'm going to have y'all look good this time. And sure enough, he did. He absolutely did. So I got to give him props. Great. First 3 matches on night 2, fantastic. I couldn't be mad at nothing that we seen. Everybody did a great job. Then we get to this match. Now, I would have been way more invested if Dominic still had the doggone IC title and we didn't know nothing about him potentially bringing this back. But the fact that they already spoiled that he was putting the makeup back on, it kind of took me out of it. Now, was the match good? Yes, it was a very good matchup. And we knew he was winning. Everybody knew he was winning. But I was like, man, if they didn't spoil Finn Balor going back into the Demon, and Dominic had the doggone IC title, this matchup would have much more to it. It would have so much more to it. But because they stripped Dom of the title and they exploited him wearing the makeup, I was like, I just watched it. I was like, I felt like it was just, to me, like I'm watching a good, decent match on a Monday Night Raw. Like, this is no disrespect to Finn Balor or Dom because both of them are great wrestlers. But because we got stripped of everything, I was like, I'm just watching them like it is what it is. Then we go here. We already got our dubs, and I know for the ladies, was like, we already know. We already know. I knew what was to come. I said, Oba got the dub. Trick got the dub. I said, ain't no way in the world H about to give us 3 for 3. Ain't no way. Or 2 of the 4. Because obviously Javon didn't win the IC title. So it would have been, so let's just say Javon would have won. We would have been 3. And then if Jay would have won, that would have been 4. I'm like, ain't no way Triple H doing that. I'm like, all right, look, I have y'all be happy for the beginning. But towards the end, we already know what's happening. I told y'all, Rhea Ripley is Triple H's pet. Listen, he's regretting all the foolishness that happened between him and China back in the day. And all the nonsense that happened with him. And then, how Stephanie got involved and all this crazy crap. He looks at Rhea Ripley like a young virgin of China. That's exactly who Rhea Ripley is to him. So there was nowhere in the world Jade Cargill was walking out with that title. Now, let's talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, I've said this before. If you got somebody in there that can help lead Jade is going to have a fantastic match. I don't care how you look at it. when you go back and watch her in-ring work when she was in AEW, always pay attention who led the way. Why you think the match was solid? Or why you think it's because of who's leading the way? Now, I know people feel a certain kind of way about Rhea or whatever, but I'm trying to tell y'all, Rhea is a very good wrestler. And when you got somebody who Jade can just follow along with, and then Jade adds or does some things, which she actually did. She actually took Kenny Omega's one-winged angel move, and he seen it, and he gave her props and everything. And then she tweeted back at him and said, "Thanks, Kenny." They killed it. Rhea and Jade killed it. And you even had Meechin and B-Fab out there trying to cheat, and then EO came out there to get them clowns up out of here. But at the end, and like I said, man, I feel so bad for EO, Kairi Sane, and Asuka. I feel bad for them because they should have been on the show, because it was an interview that was recently done. A young lady that represents the Japanese media, she was covering WrestleMania. She interviewed Asuka and Kairi Sane, and they sound tremendously sad that they wasn't able to be on WrestleMania. And I said, that's H&M. I said, you got to blame H. People want to keep talking about TKO. I'm like, do y'all fools understand Triple H is a part of TKO? That's why I don't even care about all this foolishness that happened and all this. Oh, we blaming R. No, get that foolishness out of here. H is TKO. When y'all gonna learn that? When are you gonna learn that? Oh, no. This is what they said. TKO book night 1, Triple H book night 2. Y'all fools are stupid as heck. Triple H is TKO. So if you want to blame anybody why Asuka and EO and Kairi Sane weren't on WrestleMania's card, blame him. That's who you blame. I don't want to hear this foolishness about, this is a TKO fault. Triple H is TKO, you goofies. But I thought Rhea and Jade killed it. They did a great job. Rhea is your new WWE Women's Champion, and more than likely, Rhea will be going to SmackDown. Then we get to the main event. Now, did not give a dang about this build-up at all. I didn't care at all. I know this was like the marquee match going into the show, but I didn't give a crap. I honestly didn't give a dang. I did. Oh, before we got this, we had this stupid segment. John Cena was in the ring talking about how many fools pulled up to the show, and they was fabricating. Miz comes out with Kip Wilson, and then here come Dan Housen and a bunch of midget versions of Dan Housen. I said, what the clown is this, man? I'm like, we don't need this. I said, back-to-back Korean segment. First, we had the Korean segment over in AEW land with Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and Orange Cassidy, with they want to be friends crap, conglomerate crap. Then we get this back-to-back Korean segment. I said, man, what is this foolishness? They coming in there cursing the Miz, and you got Kip Wilson belly rolling. I was like, what is this? This is just stupid. I said, we don't need no foolishness like this. I said, this is when Asuka and Kairi Sane could have been on the show. You could have had their match if you wanted to. Could have put their match in there instead of doing that stupid stuff, but I digress. So, back to this. I was wrong about this. I predicted that CM Punk would retain. Now, this is the one match I did get wrong. Third, because like I said, I had Oba losing and I had Trick losing. So, I had this wrong, too. This match itself, Roman and CM Punk killed it. I just wish I would have been more invested in the build-up. That's H's biggest problem. It's like he don't be wanting to put no effort into, and people want to say, well, that's it. No, I don't hear nothing about his hands are tied behind his back. Get that foolishness out. Every time when the credits come up, whose name comes up? Paul Levesque. That's the fool that's supposed to come up with the stories that get you invested into the match going into the pay-per-view. This is why fools said that this build-up was one of the worst build-ups ever. But then when we get the matchup, people are saying this is our all-time classic WrestleMania match, saying this is one of the best matches in WrestleMania history. I'm like, you know what? I can't debate it. I'm like, they killed it. Roman and CM Punk, they destroyed each other. CM Punk even got busted open. They killed it. But Roman walked out, and he is hosting the WWE Men's World Heavyweight Championship. Now, remember, a couple years ago, he was talking bull and jive about Seth Rollins, talking about rinky-dink title. Look at him now. Roman Reigns is one of the biggest hypocrites on the planet because he was talking all that bull jive about Seth. Now look at him. You understand? You see what's going on, right? You see how the script, you see how the script then flip, right? It was bogus as heck when Seth had it. It was a rinky dink. It didn't matter. Now the moment that Roman gets it, oh, it's supposed to be the best title since sliced bread. Get the heck up out of here. So now we got doggone Bloodline 3.0 on Raw. Because let me tell y'all something. Yes, I watched it. Listen, I always watch the Raw at the Mania. I always watch it. I'm on vacation, so I always make sure I catch the Raw at the Mania. The standouts is always Oba. Oba came out there, didn't do nothing. He embraced the fans. He just stood there and he said, "The ruler has arrived," and dipped out. H, don't mess this up. Do not mess this up. I'm trying to tell you, do not mess this up. Don't. But do I trust H? Heck to the freaking no, I don't. So let's see. Let's see how it works. Ethan Page pulled up on Devon Evans, cool, so Ruka. And I seen the terrible spot from her last night, her and her ex-best friend. She pushed it down. I think it was a last man standing match. And she was supposed to go through both tables. And when she pushed it down, she only went through one. And her head hit the back of the other table. So I'm praying that she's okay. They gotta get better with that. They have to get better with that. But yeah, Soul Ruka's on the main roster now. So that's cool. I'm cool with that. What else did I like? Oh, they teased Cody and CM Punk. CM Punk is going heel, ladies and gentlemen. Because we know dang well Cody not going heel. We know Cody is not. But they teased it, book this, and get it to Mania 43. That's all I'm going to say about that. You want fools to watch? Wake up early as heck. Watch a doggone Saudi Arabia WrestleMania. That's all I'm going to say about that. I like that segment. Yeah, outside of that, that was about it for the Raw at the Mania, So, ladies and gentlemen, night 1, hot garbage. Night 2, 4 out of 5. And so, I mean, they killed it. Night 2 was, listen, you could have just check this out. You could have took Liv, Stephanie, Seth, and Gunther and put them all on night 2, and that would have been it. You could have said everybody else on night 1. You could have just killed it. And if you wanted to have the WWE champ, then okay, fine. Put the WWE championship match in there. Those are 3 matches. The other matches, you don't need that crap. Have Bianca say what she got to say. Talk about her pregnancy with Montez. Boom. All on night 1. I mean, all on night 2. We could have got rid of night 1, had night 2, had those matches. We good to go. We solid. We got a solid WrestleMania. You looking at a 7 to 8 out of 10 show all together. But H&M, no, let's bull jive. Let's bull jive on night 1. Let's go to bed. Let's go to sleep at the helm. But then on night 2, we're going to wake the heck up and we're going to produce a great man show. So night 2 destroyed night 1. Overall, because night 1 was hot garbage, gets the mark down. The highest I give WrestleMania, I said 4 out of 5. I give them a 5 out of 10. Just being generous. I'll be generous because night 2 was great. The only thing I didn't like on night 2 was Danhausen crap. I don't care. I know they listen. It's crazy to say how H is actually making this clown work. But for some strange reason, when he was in AEW, Tony Khan didn't know what the clown to do with him. Like that just does not make any sense. Like it's literally working. As much as I don't give a crap about Danhausen, what he's doing is worth 5 minutes, but it ain't worth all this retarded stuff that happened at WrestleMania. It's just not. It is not. I'm gonna be 100% with that. Like you could at least had if you wanted Oscar and EO to go and Kyrie whatever, you could have had that if you wanted to. But H chose not to. And like I said, the interview, you can type in Kyrie Sane and Oscar interview, and you can clearly see how disappointed and sad they sound. I feel for them. I legit feel for them. So, honestly, it's my WrestleMania review. I went through both shows. I told you night 1, skippable. Night 2, if you want to go back and watch anything, go back and watch night 2. Go back. I'm honestly telling you to go back and watch night 2 because H literally made me eat crow, and I'm glad. I'm trying to tell you, I was one of you or me. I said none of us was winning. I said it. I said it in my predictions. I said we was gonna take hot L's. No, we took some dubs. We took some serious dubs. I give H all props for that. Kudos to H, because like I said, people going to talk about TKO. No, I ain't saying nothing about no dang TKO. I say H. His name pulls up on the credits. That's who I talk about. Just like with Tony Khan. When we talk about Tony Khan Productions, who do we talk? We say Tony Khan. We don't say no AEW. We say Tony Khan. When I'm talking about the E and who's booking the crap, I talk about Paul Levesque, a.k.a. Triple H. That's who I go to. I don't go to no dang TKO because last I checked, Triple H is a part of TKO. So all these fools on here that's be up here putting the flag down and cow-cowing and trying to protect they master Triple H, y'all can miss me with all that foolishness. Like I said, when he do good, which he did on night 2, I give him props. When he do retarded and do stupid stuff, I got to go in on him. But he did a great job. I'm glad that what we got on night 2, I couldn't be more proud. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. This is my honest review for both shows. Hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. What's y'all reviews on night 1, night 2? Are you happy for Oba? Are you happy for Trick? Are you happy for Rhea? Do you like Roman Reigns in the new bloodline with Jacob Fatu as the number 1 contender right now? Are you pleased with Liv and Stephanie? Just let me know. Hit the comment section up. Tell me, and I will holler at y'all later. Yeah, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button, and I'll holler at y'all cats later. Holler at your boy.